Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. May our homage to my teacher Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So during our previous two sessions, we started to study the Asubha Bhavana, meditation on impurities of the body. I hope you are doing that meditation. Do you do that meditation if you have time, when you get time?
I do it every morning.
Okay, very good. How we learned during our last session to do the Asubha Bhavana, impurities meditation. Was it all the 32 parts at once or just 5 parts at first? We learned that we should do the first 5 parts at first before we uh, start all the 32 parts. Whenever you get free time, you can start to focus to the first 5 parts of the body as a meditation. Now, do you remember all the 5 parts in the 32 marks of the impurities of the body? How do we focus our attention?
We start from head here.
Yes, we start from head here. Next,
body here.
Yes, we focus to the body here. Next,
nails.
Yes, we focus to the nails.
Teeth.
Yeah, next we focus our attention to the teeth.
And then skin.
Yes, next we focus to the skin. So there are much more parts to explore during the meditation as an investigation, but this time we are only focusing to the first 5 parts. Reason why that we learned like that is this way we can easily focus because they are visible parts in the body. Okay, so if we do this, first thing is that it will become more like a habit that we can easily practice wherever we are. So for this meditation, we also don't need much solid posture. It's good if we can do by sitting posture because that can be more and more powerful because there is less things to distracted. But if we can also practice this meditation while we do our other works. Okay, we can do this meditation by walking and while we do our chores or activities. we can focus mentally, even though that we are doing our work, that when our mind wanders, instead of that wandering, we can bring it back by focusing to the head hair, body hair, nails, teeth. Okay. What do you think? Can we do these two things together in the first while we're doing something? Is it possible?
Yes,
What
sir.
are your thoughts on this?
Depends what you're doing. If you're just walking, you can do
Yeah.
it.
Yes. Yeah. If you're walking, you can do that.
Yeah.
Yes. But while you are interacting with the person, or perhaps you are checking your emails and you are typing, it can be difficult
Yeah.
focus. Um, Now, actually, in the Buddhist teachings, there is a method, a practice that they used to do in the past before they study something. Um, some kind of steps a person develops while they were listening to the teachings. Okay. Now, normally, when we study at the college, when we study other subjects, uh, normally, what we do is that we collect the information and we keep it in our memory and we provide the answers that we expect that they want, like they are asking from that information that we gathered. So that we develop the skill that in order to get the knowledge. But compared to the Buddha's teachings, in the Buddha's time, they didn't have this kind of like writing on the books or this internet. There was not that much powerful source of information. But what they did was that they normally go to the enlightened Bhantes, or normally they go to the Supreme Buddha, and they listen to the teaching. Okay, so the first practice is that when they listen to the teachings, that they need some certain practice to do. That is, they listen to the teaching when it is being delivered with much focus. You know, they try their best not to wander the mind, but they put all their focus to the words when it is being uttered. That is called lending ears. We lend ears to catch all the words when it's being uttered, when it is being talked. So, why? What is the reason? Because now that information, that teaching, when the Buddha delivers, it has these special uh, instructions that will be helpful to develop the meditation later. So, what is the first step? It is called, in Pali, it is called sutta. We can say it in English, lending ears. Okay. What is lending ear means?
Focus.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
focus. You get an intention of collecting all the information when it is being taught. You don't let your mind to wander, but you put all your focus to the words. Okay. Then that is called sutta. Okay. Now let's say for an example that you are listening to the instructions of developing the impurities of the body meditation. So now what you do is that you don't think many other things. What you only think is that the instructions Buddha given. So Buddha is saying head hair is foul, body hair is foul, nails are foul, teeth and skin are foul. So what do we do? What they did was that they lend their ears what is being instructed. Now, what happens when we listen to such a teaching is that we normally get two thoughts because um, we have two thoughts, like we might going with much information that we collected previously, Like, let's say, even with the meditation of this foulness, when we study that, normally we study with using the internet, we put the word and then we uh, come across with many instructions, even about the foulness of the body. There can be thousands of instructions, thousands of teachings, and we receive these all the informations. But it's very simple that when they are listening to this teaching in the in the presence of the Buddha, Buddha say hair is foul, body hair, nails, teeth, these are having the unattractiveness. Okay. Now that is the lending the ears. Now you are doing that in this moment. You are putting all your focus to the words when it is being given. Now what you receive is the Buddha's teachings. Okay. Now after that practice, it is said that they go to the next step, Sutta Data. Data means that they bear it in their memory. Okay. That is the second practice. When you are collected all the teachings when it is being given, you put that into your memory. What do you think? Is this kind of instruction should we keep it in our memory or should we let it go?
We should keep it.
Let's say that you are going to the presence of the Buddha. Now the Buddha says something to you. Do you keep it in your memory?
Yes, Bhante.
Yes, definitely we keep it in our memory because we don't like to forget that, because we love the teachings. So we collect them in our memory. Now the Buddha said the head hair should be seen as unattractive. So what this person does is that keep in the memory, oh, head hair is to be seen as unattractive. Now that is the memory. Now let's say as an householder, they come back to their house after listening to the Dhamma talk. Now this is their wealth in their memory that this works. Not only that we remember about the good things, but we also have past memories about the things other people said to us, or a song that we listened to, or somebody information somebody else given about doing our work or something. Among all these memories, we have the memory of this teaching Buddha gave. That is the second one, Sutta Data. Now, after you keep this, because that you need to practice this, now Buddha given this, now you come to the next step, Buddha say that you need to practice this in your words, in your speech. This is very important topic that we need to talk before we start any meditation, because that meditation uh, can be difficult to understand. If I say that you should meditate, when I'm saying you should meditate, you might be confused because you might not know how to think, what should I do in meditation, how do we define meditation. So we need to do this foulness of the body meditation, but for that we need to know these steps because this will clear up some misconceptions that we have about the meditations. Okay, now the first sutta, next datha, third one is vachasa parichita, which means you use your memory in your speech. Okay, now what you learned is that you should see the bodily parts as unattractive, and you kept in your memory. Now you should use this in your speech. Can we do that? Can we use this information that we learned by the Buddha to use it as with our speech? What do you think?
Yes, Bhante.
Can we talk this? We can talk. We can talk about this with our friends. We can talk, okay, this time, that time, I learned this teaching and I learned that from the Buddha. So it said about the impurities of the body. Now you are handling your speech in a certain way. About what you are handling your speech? What do you talk?
You're talking Dhamma.
Dhamma.
Yeah, you are talking Dhamma. That is the speech, Dhamma speech. Now, Buddha say, when you speak that Dhamma that you collected in your memory, that supports you for your reflection.
Mm.
Okay. Now I said in the meditation that you should focus to the bodily parts, to the 32 parts of the body, first the 5 parts of the body. Now, actually what we did was that we had a discussion. We had this in speech. I said you, this is how we do. And you also said, oh, these are the 5 parts, we should be focused. Now we handle this speech. Okay. Now it's said that by the Buddha, this third practice aids us to support us for our reflection. Normally, when we do even our loving kindness meditation, probably you have did that before, that you recite it. Have you recited loving kindness meditation before, friends? Yes, normally, because it is difficult to reflect in the mind, normally we recite it. May I be free from anger, may I be free from ill will, may I be free from jealousy. Actually, what we were doing is that we are supporting our reflection. Okay, it become more easier later to think that way if we recite that. That is why there is a chanting part in our retreats. Sometimes people ask, oh, we came to the meditation. We don't like to do the chantings. But the chantings help us for the reflection because that is what you will gonna remember later. And you can easily reflect on that. Let's say somebody said us something bad. Let's say somebody said us a bad word. So what do? We lend our ears. Okay, this person said this to me. Okay, lend ears. Next, we keep it in our memory. Oh, this person said me this word to me. Let's say a person said to us, butterfly, you are a butterfly. So we keep it in our memory and we think, okay, this person said this to me. Now, what happens is that we go and tell others, or we use our speech to talk. You know what? That person criticized me and said this word to me. And what happens is that it supports the reflection. It brings more and more work to our mind. It work inside. Oh, why that person said this to me? That person shouldn't talk me like that. So this works. So the same way with the positive things, we listen to the Dhamma, we keep it in our memory, and we speech that, and this speech support us to the reflection.
Mm.
Can somebody guess what comes after that? Sutta, Datta, Vachasa, Parichita. Manasanupekita is what I just said, the reflection. The last one, what happens when we reflect about something? What do you think? If we reflect about something somebody said, what happens to us?
It depends on what we reflect on. If it's something that's very makes you happy, then it gives you joy. If
Yes.
it's not, if it's an angry thing that you're reflecting on, then you get anger.
How about if we reflect about a Dhamma instruction Buddha gave? What would happen?
Will it become right?
Buddha say, Ditya Suppati Viddha. Ditti means view. Suppati Viddha means one clears the view. Okay. Regarding the Dhamma, relating to the Dhamma, when you listen to something, when you reflect that, your view become cleansed. You don't hold any wrong views. You come to the correct view. Correct view, even though it said correct view, it means the seeing the true as it is. Okay. So you clarify your view, you cleanse your view, and you come to the right seeing. You see it correctly. Now let's put this foulness of the body meditation. Now you hear the Buddha say the head hair is foul. Now what you do is that when you are listening that, you lend your ears. You listen to that well. Okay, head hair is foul. Now later you remember that. You keep it in your memory. Now that is your storage. Now later you speak that. You can go to a peaceful place and you can say it with your words. Not like shouting to hear others, but secretly you can say it to you, which means you need to put it into your words. If there is somebody you can share the Dhamma, you can also say that. You can do a Dhamma talk with your friends. Then it supports you. Vachasa parishita, manasanupekkita. Now the foulness of the hair that you uttered to you becomes a support to reflect. Now later you will see this thinking pattern is is attached to this thinking of the foulness of the hair. You can easily think again and again to you, head hair is foul, head hair is foul. Okay. Now the next one is your view becomes clear because you thought about the truth, because that was not incorrect, because it is how it is. Your vision gets clear. You see, oh, head hair is foul. It is not reprogramming. If we say that it is reprogramming, it won't make the view clear. Okay. Now our view is already, as we learned in our previous session, it was like distorted as we learned. Our view is inverted. Sometimes it's say perverted. It's upside down, that we see these things as not foul and as permanent, as satisfactory and as self. But when you put it into this thinking, you reflect that, and this helps you to clear your view, to see just the hair as it is. Okay, later somebody tell you, you know what, that's very bad, that's wrong. Why you see the head hair as foul, that is not exist in the head hair. So you won't agree. Why? Because you clear the view. You saw it as it is. Whoever tell whatever in the world that the head hair is attractive, but you have your knowledge inside of you that you carry wherever you go with that correct perception. No, head hair is impure, is unattractive. That is the meditation. In this way, we can put that part, the definition of the meditation, into what part? What do you think? Of these 5 steps. Sutta, datta, vachasa, parichita, manasanupekkita, dityasu, patividda. Lending ears, keeping it in memory, using it in words, and reflecting and clearing the view. Which part is the meditation?
Fifth part.
In part. Clearing part.
The right view.
Right way.
The reflection.
That's reflection. Yes,
Ah.
exactly. Very good. Reflection is the meditation. Because you can say chanting is the speech. Dhamma talk is the speech part. That using it in our words. That's why we do chantings. That's why we do Dhamma talks. These talks are helping you to your reflection. But the reflection is the meditation. You go under a tree or to a peaceful room and you sit down and you start to think in your head, to reflect. Or you can say reflection in English. We normally say reflection, contemplation, sometimes pondering, sometimes investigating. So all of these are helping us to clear the view. Okay. So in this way, friends, you can put whatever the teaching into the meditations, can't we? Let's say something taught by the Buddha, you hear some teaching, you just have to remember it, and then you can do this speech if you want. But if you can easily recollect, you can reflect, you can reflect. Oh, this is loving kindness. Okay. You think, okay, this I receive this loving kindness advices. You go and you tell your family, you know, this time I listen to the loving kindness. We should live happily. We should not expect others' pain, but we should expect others' happiness. You share those words with others, and you go to your room and you start to think, may I be, may I be free from anger. May I be free from envy. May I be free from jealousy. Now, what you come to the level is that you see that you should not suffer from anger. That is your correct way of seeing it. You realize, okay, I should not suffer from anger. May I be free from anger. That's what you reflected. And you come to this cleansing of your view that you see in you that I should not suffer. May I be free from anger. May I be free from anger. Later you see that you carry this view to the others also. May others should not also suffer. They should live happily. That is this clearing out of our view on um, that meditation. This is why we do the meditations. Okay. Let's say that we do these impurities of the body meditation. How do we start? Now somebody asks you, let's say that you said, okay, the Bhante taught me about doing impurities of the meditation, body meditation. Friend asks you how to do that. Now, how do you say, according to this teaching that we learned now? How to think? Somebody asks you how to think. How do you meditate on foulness?
Would you just say that I'm now, see yourself, I'm now going to reflect or meditate on the foulness of the body parts. And the first five I'm going to do are these are the ones, and I'm going to do those five. And that's how you start, I guess.
Yeah.
Get yourself ready that you're going to do that. So
Yes. Um, can you start immediately? Wherever you sit down, can you start immediately to focus and reflect to the foulness of the body parts?
no, you do the prayer to the Buddha first, homage to the Buddha.
Yes.
And then you can start. I started. I mean, I didn't have any trouble with it, so I don't know.
Yes. Let's say somebody is having hard time to remember and like this part of reflection, what they can do. Let's say that you are going to focus to the head hair to see it as it is. Now your mind wanders here and there. Is there any antidote for that?
It's the same as with breathing meditation. You just
Yeah.
you can't focus. You come back to it, and
Yeah.
that's
Yes, you
practice.
come. Yes. How about having a reflection that you are doing, you are thinking that head hair is foul, body hair is having foulness. How about that? When we do that, will that gonna support us to do a successful meditation?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes, yes. If we can think that I have these bodily parts, and these are like helping. These are like in their nature. It has this unattractiveness and foulness. Now, this thinking support us. We are clarifying more and more. This is why I said that it's not merely that we put our focus, but we need to go to investigating the hair to see its foulness. Okay. If we cannot do that in that moment, we can normally start and chanting. You know, if you are confused with this meditation, you can start the chanting. You can do the chanting like this is head hair, this is body hair, this is nails. Because is our mind ready to accept this like the breath? What do you think? Is mind is peaceful to start to observe the bodily parts as impure? No.
No, no.
No.
Yeah.
No. It is not that easy, and it's not immediately available as we expect. The mind is not like to do that.
Bante,
Yes.
also it makes it hard too if you're focusing on your head hairs. Like as you're getting older, you're getting more gray hairs and things like that, right? Your hair is changing. It
Yeah.
it makes it harder because you're trying to focus on the meditation and doing fullness of the here, but then you're seeing the change happening. So then you attach again to it. Oh no, my hair. And
Yeah,
it's like
that's
you go backwards a little bit.
you know that's normally emotional way of we
Yeah.
looking at our body. That's too much attachment. That's why we start to tremble. Like why? Uh, we normally find the mind normally find even though we start to see the foulness, it deceives us and find the enjoyment even when it is changing. Yeah, even among the change, even among the impermanence, even among the foulness, normally mind find its excitement and enjoyment by attachment and attaching to the enjoyment part. Even it is changing, it's not ready to accept that.
Yeah.
Okay. So we listen and we keep it in our memory and we use it in our speech. And before you start in the meditation, you can do that chanting or something. So it will later be easy to reflect in you. Then you keep on doing that. You start to do that and keep doing that, because are you doing a contradictory thing? What do you think?
No.
Are you sure that head hair, body hair, these are unattractive? What do you think? First, we need that understanding to develop that, because actually, how those who listened in front of the Buddha um, started that is by faith, by trust.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
might not know that, they might not understand that, but they rely on the
Buddha.
trust they have on the Buddha, because this was said by the Buddha, I will start. And later they find themselves awakened. Later they become awakened, and no one can deceive them. You know, when the enlightened Bhante, sometimes there are these moments that these people come to, like sometimes this courtesan came to seduce the Moggallana Bhante, and by showing that attractive things in the body, and this enlightened Bhante asks, are you going to draw the pictures in the sky? My heart is like the sky. You cannot draw pictures in my heart, in my, which means freedom. He touched the freedom, which means that he has this uh, solid knowledge of seeing things as they are. So it can be, it is liberation, but it can be sometimes it might not be easy to accept. It might not be easy to accept that because they experience much more deeper joy inside. So seeing as it is this freedom. So they see their life as the vast like a sky. Okay.
Bante, can you picture in your mind?
Yes.
Because I sometimes picture even with the hair or the teeth, you can picture that they're foul, that they're falling apart.
Yes.
So is that okay to do while you're doing the meditation? Because
Yes,
that convinces you more.
that's okay to do. But if it is supporting you to reflection, because normally there is sometimes people will only look at the pictures and expect that they would get this perception correct. They expect that they will break through into the knowledge by just looking at the pictures. But no, sometimes doctors and nurses, and sometimes in the post-mortem, these people are cutting the human bodies and they see these flesh. They see through their eyes, but they still have lust. That won't stop their lust. But they touch the dead bodies. We see people accident. We see they cut the intestines and all the parts and they put out, but that doesn't bring them this knowledge. It's still that we see they become more attached and they have lustful thoughts. So not just seeing the pictures, but don't let the mind to be lazy, but start doing this again and again and again, and do this reflection up until that you see it as it is. Okay.
Bante, can we also reflect that those foul parts of the body are also conditioned by the four great elements?
Yeah, that's a very good point. We can see that as four great elements, and we can develop. That is the next meditation in the Satipatthana Sutta, to see it as four great elements. But that is not this meditation. That's
Okay.
two different meditations. When you do, try to do the two meditations separately. If you focus to the foulness, you develop that foulness perception. And if you were to do the four elements, you can do that in that way. You see the parts as impermanent. Okay. So, okay, friends, next I'm going to share with you a simple part from a Buddhist text. It's not among the suttas, but it is widely accepted and practiced by many practitioners. That is called the foulness meditation. And this can be found among the chanting books. You will see chanting books. I just want you to show you how do we do this meditation of foulness and what kind of a thinking do they have after doing that. Okay. Normally we do this as a recitation, most of our chantings. Asubha, meditation on impurities of the body. Seeing this body as impure when it is dead, without consciousness, and also impure when alive with consciousness, one should meditate on its foulness. Now they say, seeing this body as impure when it is dead. Normally when a person died, that body we normally reject, that we don't like to see the dead bodies. So it is impure, the dead body. Without consciousness, so the dead body doesn't have the consciousness. And also impure when alive with the consciousness. Now these teachers say that when there is consciousness inside the body, still the body is just like the same as the dead body, which means the body is same, it's similar when there is consciousness or not consciousness, in respect to the impureness. one should meditate on its foulness. It has this foulness in the body, whether there is consciousness or not. The 32 impurities of one's body are disgusting in color and sign, foul smell, position, and space, where impure parts connect together. Now this says, here the disgusting part, this English word disgusting is for the unattractiveness, foulness. So it says the 32 impurities of one's body are disgusting, unattractive in color, which means let's say the head hair, it is color is unattractive. That's how this meditator should practice. This color of this part of the body is unattractive. And sign means the shape. Foul smelling, which means it has the smell of foulness. Position, which means where it is, how it is, like the head hair, how it directed, to which direction it is leaned. In position and space. Space means where it is located. Where impure parts connect together. Now all these 32 parts in the body are connected together. So one should see its color, sign, smell, position, and space. Okay. The impurities within the body are more unattractive than those that fall from it. Now normally let's say that our head hair falling down into the floor. Now the floor is where now it is located. But when the hair is inside, it is still connected to the body. So it is among the other impurities. But the head hair after it fell down is on the floor, which is the floor is pure. It is clean. But the body has this hair connected is still impure and unattractive. Since impurities that fall from body may touch even pure things, but inner impure parts rest just on impurities. That's another way of thinking about this foulness. Like a worm born in filth, this body was also born in filth. Like a cesspit that is full, this body is full of filth. Just as fat pours from an overflowing pot, likewise impure things always flowing from this body. Like a cesspit full of filth, this body is the home to various kinds of worms. This body suffers from boils, diseases, aches, and pain. Like a wound that is incurable, it is extremely repulsive. This impure body indeed is subject to destruction. Okay, friends? So that's how normally this impureness should be normally that enlightened Bhantis have seen in the body, that there are these unattractive parts. Okay, that's the higher level of seeing the body just as it is. The mind starts to tremble when we see and hear this. But it said that they touched very deep happiness by seeing it like that. We don't need to think that like a forceful way, too much harder like that. But if you do this meditation with the first 5 parts, you develop that understanding that we just talked. You come to that understanding. Oh, this is the body as it is. Okay. You just see head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, the skin. But that brings you to that knowledge. Okay. Can we say that it is incorrect? Do we have that type of a body. Yes, we do have that type of a body. Okay. So one observes a body without judgments, without biases, without distractions, to see the just body just as it is. Okay. So, this meditation among the Bhantes, I heard that they are saying this meditation is cool meditation. You know, cooling meditation. When you do this meditation, it cools you, being so much cool into your body. Okay, just not just with the last 10 degree thoughts. More and more you see that, it brings cool. Okay, friends. Thank you so much for joining to the discussion. May you be well, happy, and peaceful by the power of these good merits that we collected. May we have the great opportunity to understand the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
May we have the great opportunity to enjoy the liberation. Sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu.
May you have great success in all your meditations. Sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, friends, thank you so much for joining with me. Namo Buddhaya.